Hi everybody, my name is Hannah and this is Pepper and Pine, and today I am unboxing Oak Meadow 5th grade curriculum. So there's a whole story behind this curriculum and you can read all about it in the description box below. But basically, Oak Meadow has sent me 5th grade curriculum to give to our charter school, but before doing so, I get to review it for you guys. Alright, so it comes really well packed. This is a big box. It's quite heavy and it shipped really quickly, and their customer service is amazing. It comes with a couple of books, The Story of the Boston Revolt, and this is The Witch of Blackbird Pond. And these are probably around upper elementary reading level, so I'm not sure if this is intended for independent reading or if this is considered a read aloud. Now this is just an unboxing, but later I will have more details about the curriculum. And this is also the updated curriculum. So I know that they've done some changes with their math curriculum in particular, so I'm going to go ahead and open this up and show you what's inside. And there's more stuff here. Look at this. Okay, so it comes with some more books here. We have Ben and Me and Freedom Train. So I am assuming that 5th grade is like American Revolution, American history, time period. And then you also have a Little House on the Prairie. So American history. And let's go ahead and get this other box out. Okay, so another heavy box, and oh, let's take a look at what's inside. Again, really well packed. This is really nice. So this is what is in the 5th grade curriculum, like all the materials, and I really like details like this. It's like nice paper, it's printed in color, like it just makes you feel like you're getting something special, and this really is something special. Okay, so Children of the Wild West comes with the curriculum as well. And then If You Sailed on the Mayflower in 1620. And then Where Do You Think You're Going, Christopher Columbus. And Sarah Morton's Day. So far, what I can tell you is that they have a really nice selection of what I would consider living books. Real books that are going to capture your child's imagination, ones that are a lot of fun to read. Let me go ahead and show you the inside of those books before I move on. And I don't think I did it for these ones. So let me backtrack for just 1 second and show you the insides. Sometimes it's nice to see what the reading level is, whether there are illustrations or not, and like how thick the book is. I know sometimes you can't always get those details online. So this book, I would put this at anywhere from a 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th grade level, depending on your child's ability. But this is a fantastic read aloud. Ben and Me. This is also, I would put this at maybe 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. It really depends on your child's reading ability, but it has a lot of illustrations, some ink drawings, pencil drawings, and so then this for me feels like it's middle elementary rather than upper elementary. And then Freedom Train, and this I would say maybe 4th or 5th grade level, and I don't think there are any pictures throughout the book. And then Sarah Morton's Day. Okay, so this is really nice. This has photographs and really simple reading level. So I would say that, 3rd or 4th grade. And then this would also make a really great read aloud picture book. And then Where Do You Think You're Going, Christopher Columbus. This one's really nice with the color illustrations, and even though you would think with a book like this, like, oh, it shouldn't take too long to read. It's got illustrations and everything. And I don't even think there are any chapters in here, but there's quite a lot of content. So this would take a little while to read, I would think. All right, so then you have If You Sailed on the Mayflower in 1620. This one has a ton of illustrations. And we haven't read this one, but we have another one that's similar to this, same publisher. Then we have Children of the Wild West, and we also have this book, and I especially like this book for the photographs because these are actual photographs, and I really just love that little glimpse at history, and in a way that you're just not going to get from illustrations or any other kind of book unless it's maybe a journal or a diary. So this one's a really nice addition to this curriculum. I have to say though that this particular book, and I know this is not a review, but since we do have this book, the writing is not quite as lively as you would expect, but that's okay because it's really amazing content. So it's just something to consider. All right, so let's continue through this unboxing. All right, so you have the 5th grade math course book, and everything is just so beautiful. Oh, it also comes with, I think this is like a little gift. It has a little airplane and, a nice chunky pencil. That's gorgeous. All right, so we also have the teacher's manual, which is phenomenal. You really need one of those when you're getting a curriculum, and I'm really glad that this curriculum provides that. So it has the science for grade 5, English, United States history, the teacher's manual, the math course book, and then the math workbook, which I think this is the one that has been revised. Possibly it might be the whole entire curriculum, but all those details are on the website. So let's take a look at the teacher manual. This is for 5th grade. And the first thing that I want to point out, especially since I have the kindergarten and 1st grade curriculum for Oak Meadow, but it is the older version, it's not the updated version. And what's significantly different about the cover itself is that the old binding was just this large spiral binding like this with the plastic binding. And what they've done now is they have put the binding on the inside and they've made it metal, and the covers have been updated. All of the graphics are new. It's really beautiful. And what you can do with this, the binding's really good, and also you can also lay it down flat like this, which is really great. That way it's just easy to use. So this is quite a chunky manual for the teacher's manual. It has quite a bit of stuff in here. So it's going to go through and explain what you need for each lesson, it looks like. The grammar. Is this all grammar? Oh no, maybe I'm just going through it too fast. This is all grammar. Teacher manual. Oh, I see. Okay. I need to go through this a little bit more to really understand it, but this is fantastic. So this is the teacher manual for grade 5, and I had to look through it a little bit so I could understand it a little bit better. But basically it's divided up into 3 different sections. You have English, social studies, and science, and it has your lessons from 1 to 36, which are actually, I think, weeks 1 to 36. And what's great about it is that it has everything laid out exactly how you need to use this curriculum and what your child needs to do. So it even begins by saying what book to read, which the book is provided, and then after that you have your assignment to alphabetize the words and to look up words in the dictionary and how to continue that lesson throughout other parts of the curriculum so that it's not just something that's kind of repetitive and dry. It's like you could look up any word, you could look up any vocabulary word, you could alphabetize any set of words, but it gives you the place to start, which is fantastic. All right, so then it also gives you some additional information. And what I like, and although I don't know if there are any workbooks related to this exactly, but there aren't too many things to do. I find sometimes with workbooks that have so much repetition, it just gets a little bit tedious. And I like how this is really simple. This is the punctuation exercise, and it has about 10 different questions, and then that's it. And it's not to say that this information won't be repeated later on. It's just not overkill to begin with. All right, something else that's really great about this curriculum is all the space on this side for you to write your notes or add any additional resources that you'll need for the curriculum or what your child actually did that day. This is really great, and you probably could write in the white margins of the page anyway, but I like that they had the forethought to add the lines so that you could write your notes. So this is all really great. So let's move ahead from the English and grammar section all the way up to the social studies section. And that is also divided up into 36 lessons. Let me just jump right in here to lesson 8. And you have some of the books that you're reading in your social studies are some of the books that are provided, but there's also material within the lesson that the teacher can read, so she doesn't have to go find another resource book. Like, it's actually in here, which is fantastic. So it goes over some of the books that were provided, as well as some questions, some prompts, some, again, areas to write notes and whatnot. And then some activities, which I'm all about, like the hands-on activities. So it's nice that that is included in the curriculum, though you don't have the materials, but it gives you some ideas on what you can do. So let's jump ahead now to the science portion of this curriculum. And this is going to have, again, information on the subject matter that you're studying, some experiments, some activities, some questions. It's all really nicely laid out. And again, it's all very user-friendly, which is really great. So let's move on to one of the other books. All right, so next we have English and United States History. So this book is a little bit larger than the one that I just showed you. There's an introduction here for the student, for the parent, and what's really great about this particular book is that it also comes with an area for you to lesson plan. And so this is really great. So it lays this out for you. It's a nice sheet where you can go and fill in the things that you're going to do, or your student can fill in the things that he has done after the fact. I feel like you could use it either way. All right, so you have your English lesson, which again, I think is an overview of the whole week. And let's move on to lesson 2. So this would definitely be an entire week. And what's really fantastic about this is that I've seen now, scrolling through the pages, how it's not just one subject. It really is crafting the lesson so that multiple subjects are integrated together. So when you have any history curriculum, of course, you're going to have a lot of reading. And then, of course, you have the subject of history. But here I'm seeing a little bit of astronomy or science kind of mixed in, which is fantastic. All right, so then you have another lesson plan for the following week. And then you're going into week 2, which the English portion is going to coordinate with the previous book that I showed you. And then you have your history, and this is really nicely laid out. So there's information here to read. There are also illustrations and, of course, areas where you can write notes and whatnot. So the only thing that I'm not sure about this, because I have to look through the teaching manual, is whether or not these sections for history are ones that the teacher is reading aloud, or they're ones that the student reads. So that's just not something that I know yet, because I haven't looked through how to actually do this, but I think it could work either way. All right, so there are lesson plans all the way through for this book, which is really great. There's nice illustrations throughout. It's really beautifully done, and it looks really user-friendly. Having not used it, I can't say for sure if it is, but it appears that it's laid out in a way that makes it very easy to use. All right, so let's go on to another book. All right, so this is the science book. And this one has your introduction, as the other books had, as well as your lessons all the way up to 36. And each of the lessons have the title on it, which is great. That way, easy way to find what subject matter you're going to be talking about in case you want to supplement any of these sections with books from the library, which you totally could do. All right, so let's go through maybe the first lesson here, scientific inquiry. So you have like the section that you're supposed to read, and it says it's found in the reading section at the end of this lesson. Then you have your assignment, you have an experiment, you have reading, a section that you can read, and of course you have your area here for your notes. And then some pictures. And by the way, this paper is really nice. It's not super thick, but it's still of nice quality. And the finish is nice too. And all of the print for the pictures and the illustrations are really nice too. It just really feels high quality. It feels really nice. My only concern is the durability of the spine binding. I feel like the pages could rip possibly, but overall I think that it's really nicely, like the quality is really nice, and it's really nicely laid out. The printing is really well done. All right, so this goes through the entire science curriculum for the whole year. It has multiple subject areas, lots of illustrations. The things that you have to do throughout seem like they're really easily laid out. The activities, the experiments, the questions, writing prompts, those kinds of things. It's all really nicely done. All right, so let's take a look at the math course book. So this is the workbook and this is the course book. So let's go ahead and look at the course book first. My understanding is that this has been updated, and so you are looking at the new version here. The lessons have all the different subject matter that's going to be covered. So it looks like there's some fractions and some square roots, perimeter area, and then some division and probably some multiplication in there too, some money math as well. So let's take a look at the first lesson, which is probably the first week. So you have addition and caring, you have your mental math portion, you have your new skills learning, and then an example of the new skills, and I'm guessing that the workbook will have some problems for you to practice your new skills, whatever the new skills are for that particular week. So week 2, again, you have your mental math, and you have place value and rounding. So you have your skills check. So this looks like it's possibly somewhat of like a checkpoint to make sure that the previous week's lessons are understood and learned. And then you have your new lessons. All right, so then on to lesson 3, you have basically the same format going on. Even though there's new information, at least it's the same repetitive format, which adds nice rhythm to a child's day. It's something to expect and to look forward to, so that's really nice. And this goes on to week 36, and then you have your final exam as your final week. All right, so let's take a look at the workbook here. All right, so this would be the first consumable out of everything that you have, and so, which is really great. So you could reuse all of the curriculum if you have multiple children, and this would be the only thing that you would need to purchase again. So you have your week, or your lesson 1. Let's see how long lesson 1 is, and then you have a lesson 1 test. Okay, so this is like, I feel like really good amount of work. And you could always add more questions if you felt like your child needed more questions. You have some basic arithmetic up here, and then you have some word problems, and then you have again arithmetic, and then it's got more word problems. And there's actually quite a few word problems considering how much questions there are. So that's actually kind of a nice thing if you're into the word problems. And then you have your test here. And then you have your skills check for the second lesson, and then some practice, and then your test. So this is really nice. It doesn't seem overwhelming. It seems like there's an appropriate amount of practice, not too much. You could always supplement if you needed more, and then it just progresses really nicely. So this is, overall, I am really impressed with everything. So let's see, once you get past week 36, there are extra practice sheets at the back. Well, isn't that awesome? You don't even have to go out and buy anything extra. It actually comes with additional practice worksheets at the back of the book. That's fantastic. All right, so that is everything. This is great. All right, so that is the conclusion of this unboxing. Though it probably didn't take too long for you to see it, I have been here for over an hour looking through the books, because every time I pulled out a new one to show you, there was long blocks of silence as I went through it myself so I could tell you about it. So coming up, I am going to have a comparison for Oak Meadow and Live-Education for 5th grade. They are dramatically different, so I think that you will enjoy seeing both takes on the curriculum. Though this has been called Waldorf inspired, I see that the way that this curriculum is laid out, it seems a little more traditional in my opinion. So I think that it's going to work for a lot of different families. So I hope that you enjoy this, and I will catch you in the next video.